this raising to 4 big blinds out of position is something that's come about because it's sort of 2+2, 2+2 golden rule. If you want to steal the blinds, you have to raise to 4 big blinds. But I think that even just folding against a strong opponent, or making just a standard raise to 3 big blinds and then playing on from there and seeing how he reacts, is going to be better for you. Especially if he is unobservant, then just raise to 3 big blinds and steal his big blind for cheap. I haven't really. I did do that for a small period of time, raising to 3 big blinds instead of 4, and I didn't really notice people, calling me any more or less. So, if you can get away with 3, use 3. Okay, this Queen 9 of clubs in the big blind. I just really hate my play a lot. I end up calling here, which I think is bad. It's not that well, put it this way, it's not that bad if you do have a plan to be extremely aggressive post flop and have a lot of post flop moves. You're prepared to fire multiple barrels, maybe check raise a street, etc., etc. But if you're planning to basically call and then kind of see a flop, and then if you miss the flop, just sort of check fold, I think it's really a significant leak. You're out of position, you have no initiative, you have a hand which is, yes, it's good, but it's kind of pretty, but it doesn't really have any real strength. It's not going to make any huge hands unless you hit 2 pair or something. So your basic plan is going to be just to kind of try and hit the flop and try and show down, and kind of if you face any pressure whatsoever, you're going to have to fold, which I think is a really bad plan. So I don't mind a call here as long as you have a very aggressive post flop game, which at the time of this video I sort of wasn't in that mode. I was just trying to sort of fit and fold. I certainly don't mind a fold here, but I do like a 3-bet as well, because it's important to have the initiative out of position with weak hands. If you don't have the intention to make some strong moves post flop, especially against this guy, because this guy's only got 1850, so it's going to be pretty difficult for us to make a move without committing ourselves against him. So in this situation with the Queen 9, let's just pretend that this guy hadn't called. I think it's a pretty good spot for a check raise. We have a backdoor flush draw. Potentially our Queen is live if he does want to call with pocket 10s or something. But I think that he's just going to be folding this board a lot of the time. Our raise to an unobservant player doesn't make any real sense as anything apart from a strong hand. So I think we have a lot of fold equity. But this is, it may or may not be an awesome play to check raise here. I'm not going to go into the merits of saying yes or no to it, but all I'm saying is that you should at least consider it if you're going to go ahead and flat call a hand like Queen 9 out of the blinds. Whereas here I just went ahead and auto folded. I may even be able to get even more credibility with a check raise here, because it looks like I'm not worried about this short stacked guy coming along as well. So that may give me more fold equity against Brewster, and it's relatively likely that this guy's going to fold. At least some of the time, but again, probably not that great of a play. But all I'm saying is that if you're not even thinking about it, if you're not even thinking about how to win the pot, when you call here with Queen 9, then I think it's a mistake to call, and you should either fold or 3-bet. Because you're just going to be calling so much out of position and check folding so many flops that it's just really difficult to make the play profitable. And I noticed myself doing that like a relatively high amount of the time, high percentage of the time. So, yeah, probably a definite leak on my part. But it's kind of interesting to think about, because I did notice all these hands that I feel like I played poorly, but I still managed to end up, pretty significantly on the session. I think it was just short of 3 buy-ins. So you can get away with it, but that doesn't make it okay.